Good morning, everyone. Is our music chill enough? Are you chilling like a villain? Why is this light red? All right. Morning, guys. I'm sorry we're late this morning. I had a meeting with the driving school, which apparently they couldn't do at any other time except 9 o'clock. So that's fine. Totally cool. I'm good. I'm good. And my coffee. You have your coffee? You ready to get going? Ready to get started? Ready to get to work? All right. This week, my primary job for this week is working for the driving company. So we're doing 3D work, which is all of the things that we will be doing for the company itself, and which I am doing roads and things like that so that we can make this all make some sense and be clear. So we are working that problem today, which is why we've been doing this for a while. So how did it switch to this? And why? Why did it switch to that? It's weird. That's right. We got it. All right. Oh, I know why. I know what we're doing. That's what we're doing. All right, now. The greens, really, the colors are not set yet. So we'll be redoing some of the animations that we did before, but I've been trying to make them a little bit better and cleaning it up. I was doing it really fast to get people to understand at the company. I wanted them to see what we could do. And I did them really fast, and that was cool. But now I'm sort of looking at it going, you know what? I really should have done this a little bit cleaner, nicer, better. I can do, a better job, yada, yada, yada. So now we're in that spot where we're trying to just get it to be a little bit cleaner and nicer, right? Make it look a little bit better. So interstates look like they're pretty much, there's nothing we can do there. They are the width of this. There's nothing we can do about it. And that's okay. We're good there. Right? Our little 4-lane here. This is a 4-lane 2-way. Make sure that these guys are the right width. With a bike lane, they are. So we're going ahead and just fill into either side that, because that way it fits. And then we're going to look at our normal 2-lane. And our normal 2-lane doesn't have anything on either side, so that's okay as well. We'll just do that and fill in on either side like so. Now, there's a couple of things I'm noticing. My 4-lane 2-way filled all the way across like this, which means that the odds are very good that it is screwed up somehow. So there's that. Okay, so all right, so these are the masters down here. We're not going to mess with those yet. We needed to fix our 2-lane street, make sure it was correct, and make sure it was measured correctly and things like that. So we're going to get to work on that problem here next. Like, this is not anything we want to use. Good morning, Brent. I was in a meeting with my company, my driving company, and they have assigned me more work, which is great. I actually am pleased. I've gone from being just some driving instructor at this company, which was a fun job, to being a driving instructor at this company, plus this and this and this. And now I'm in the animator, and now I do animations, and sometimes I'm going to do video editing. And you know what I mean? Like, it's starting to ooze. We're getting job creep, which is great because I get more money, and I like that. And all of the work is going to be interesting and fun. I mean, like, this is a great thing. It's starting to creep into other jobs that'll be a lot of fun. So here's the thing. As much as I love Airship 27 and love staying on task with Airship 27, they pay me royalties when they sell one copy, and the royalties are like 10 cents. So when they sell a copy of the book, they pay me the royalties. So when it comes to making sure that I've got money secured, at the top of all priorities will come the driving company, DriveSafe. DriveSafe hits the top. Hey, somebody, how are you doing? Good to see you. So just want to make sure that I mean, I appreciate us staying on task with Airship 27, but we've got to clear up the animations first, because they're coming up on. I don't want to ruin this thing of getting these jobs to do these animations. So anyway, DriveSafe is going to send me all of their graphic design, their graphic standards document, or at least some of their graphic standards document, because they're in the middle of working on that apparently. So who knew? So anyway, I'm just saying that so we've got our priorities straight. This will always go first because it pays money, and every time I do this, I get to clock in, and so yeah, that's always a plus. These are my guides. Yes, those are my guides. Okay. Maybe. Are you feeling specifically pressured? Because Ron hasn't been pressuring me this much. So are you? I mean, I'm trying to figure out whether. Yeah, you're right. We only have 3 left for Airship, don't we? You are on the other side of the earth. Where? Somebody, you've been here before, yes? Because I believe you've been on my stream before, because I remember having discussions with you. So, where are you hailing in from? Because it's 4:47 in the UK. It's 1:47 a.m. in Japan. But it's 4:47 p.m. in the UK. It's 9:47 a.m. here because I'm in the middle of Colorado, which is a state in the United States. So, like, almost smack in the middle of the United States. Like, we're dead center. Oh, well, welcome to my stream. Where are you hailing in from? Oh, Russia. Sweet. So you're actually further along. So you'd be what? It's now like 6 or 7 there, right? Because you're going to be between. Well, it depends on where you are. Russia's huge, so you could be anywhere in Russia. If you're in Moscow, it's one side. If you're all the way on the other side, you're like way out in Kamchatka. It's like way out there on the other side, on the steppe. Please, I hope you're not on the steppe. Because this is winter for all of us, and being out on the Russian steppe in winter, that would be brutal. I've seen some. It's 7:48. Cool. Well, welcome to the stream. I'm glad you could join us. I spent many years teaching English in Japan, and I love talking to everybody from all over the world. So this is one of those things. It's always exciting to get a new country, and you're the first time we've had someone from Russia here, so that's really cool, and I'm just all excited now. So it's just neat. So there you go. So, and Brent, you're seeing Brent coming up here. Brent is my buddy. He's in a different state, but um, he's trying to help me keep accountable on all of my projects. He's my accountability partner. So that's true. So what Brent is talking about is I have been doing work, and I'll actually bring it up so you can see what I'm talking about. I've been doing work for Airship 27, which are these interim illustrations. So the book is and this is the first book. Why, thank you. Why, thank you very much. I appreciate that. So the first book I did for this was this one here. It's a Silver Pentacle. I'm trying to get it so that you can see it. There we go. Turn on the ring light. And this was a book that was written by an author named Nancy Hansen, and it's prose, but I did all the interior plates for it. So I did all these interior pictures for it, and now I'm working on book 2 here, and that's what Brent's talking about. This is the for Silver Pentacle 2, and then that would be the next project. And what Brent's referring to is that Nancy has finished book 3. So she's already one book up on me. Oh, man. Well, I appreciate that. I'm going to turn that off because it's very bright. I like this light better. It's a little oblique. Appreciate that. Actually, but it is definitely a skill. I've been working for 20-something years now on drawing. Oh, it's longer than that, isn't it? It's 30 years now. I started drawing in the 90s, so yeah, we're coming up on 30 years that I've been drawing. And so what I do is I'm doing this for Airship 27. One of the other projects that I have is that I am working for a driving school here in Colorado, which teaches people how to drive. And in the driving school, I have been doing these animations for them so that I teach the 30-hour class. So in Colorado, you have to have 30 hours of school in a classroom, learning how cars work and learning, about the dangers and remembering to buckle your seatbelt and things like that. And we teach those to 14-year-olds. And that's my job, is I teach that 30-hour class. And we have these slides. It's effectively a PowerPoint presentation. So it's just a bunch of slides that we go through. And the slides have these really horrible animations that we've been using for years and years and years to explain things. And they're not really that good. And it's because there's only so much you can do inside PowerPoint. So what I've been doing is making new slides. So, for example, we talk about these animations here, right? I've been doing new animations for them where I show, in essence, what's going on. Show them stopping at the correct spot and things like that. Show them not being able to see because the intersection's blind. Right? He gets kind of frustrated. Yes, I teach the theoretical part of driving, Right? Teach them to look left, things like that. So that's the kind of stuff that I'm doing, is redoing these animations so that you can explain it to the kids in a way that makes sense, but also shows from the point of view of the car, so that you're driving up there. Oh, it makes sense, and see what you're looking for and see where you should look and things like that. At 14, they're too young to drive. You can't drive in the United States until you're 15. Oh man, don't worry about it. I don't blame you. But I wouldn't worry about it a lot. If you can walk to work, it doesn't matter, right? I mean, like, or if you can take a train or something like that, I highly recommend that anyway. But the United States is so car centric. We're a car culture. Everybody has a car, and it's such a part of the culture that even here in Denver, we have trains now, but nobody uses them really, because we've actually got light rail, we have trains, but so few people actually use it because we still all have cars. And so it's a car culture. And yes, well, Brent, I think you're making, confusing exceptions. You can drive under 15, but the general populace drive, you have to be 15 to drive. So, and that's fine. I think actually you're far safer if you don't drive. As a driving instructor now, I have seen all the statistics, right? I have seen all of the what's dangerous and what's not dangerous about driving, and like, I'm okay if you don't drive, man. I'm okay. I have no problem with that at all. So, all right. Which, that's also the same thing in Japan. I noticed that the driving age in Japan is higher than it is here too, because I believe you can get a scooter permit at 16, but you can't get an actual driving license until 21 in Japan. And so you can't get a car until you're 21. And, because the idea is that in a scooter, you're, less likely to go very fast and stuff like that. So it's interesting that in Russia, it's the same thing, which I'm not going to lie, I think that's better. When we talk about our brains, this front part up here, the frontal lobe, is the brain, part of the brain that tells you don't do this, it's stupid. And this part doesn't form up until we're like 25. It doesn't finish growing until we're 25. And so that's why kids tend to do dumb things that adults are like, why would you do that? We would never do that. And it's because the kids don't have the part that says, that's dumb. Let's not do that. So, it's one of those things. I don't doubt it. So Brent, I'm willing to compromise on that one. That one sounds good. We'll do drive safe during the day, and we'll do airship 27 at night. And that seems like a good one. I don't know when I'm going to do my comic. Speaking of weird things that we do, got to my comic, which I'm actually doing a comic as well. Which is this. This is my space comic. No, weirdly enough, that is a thing that is very interesting about me. My wife and I are both teachers. My wife teaches elementary and like preschool, and I can't understand how she does that. They're too young. That's too weird. They don't understand. We don't talk. It's like, I don't understand little kids like that. But teenagers, we get along fine. I get along really well with teenagers. I don't have a problem with them at all. So that's one of the reasons why my wife's like, this is the perfect job. You like cars, you like machines, and it's teenagers, which nobody... Uh-oh. The Nightbot has decided to hit you for spamming emotes. Sorry, somebody. Uh, I appreciate the emotes even if Nightbot doesn't. Man, I can't control that. That's all Can. That's funny. I think it's funnier that Nightbot is about emotes when Can is like an emote artist. That makes it funnier. So somebody, this is the QuaCk channel. So QuaCk is the Quasar Art Collective. We picked those words so to make the name QuaCk, because quack is the sound in English. Quack is the sound that ducks make. So we think it's funny because ducks are funny. I don't know. We think they're cute and they're funny, and it didn't show an allegiance to anything and everything like that. And so we liked it because then we can just have a show that's all about just art, right? And we can do whatever we do. So we picked QuaCk, and it's a number of us. There's a number of artists that work in QuaCk, and it's me and it's Can, who is also doing a comic, but he's also an emote artist, and that's where you're coming in, is through his channel on Twitch. And I'm GS Davis Art, which you can also find on Twitch. But yeah, it's and it's the two of us, and it's Colton, who's another artist, and we all just get together, and this is an accountability stream. So we're keeping accountable and doing our work. And then Brent comes in, and he's in the duck pond with you over there, and he will make sure that we stay all on task. So those are auto. And so recently we've had a lot of spammers hitting our accounts, and so Can put in Nightbot to say every day, things like what he's saying there. You want to help out? You can send money and stuff like that, because of course we're artists and we never make any money, and we don't have any money, and we're always poor. So that's the way it goes. So we're okay with that. I am also a teacher, which isn't paid well. So I am always poor, and so is my wife. But that's okay. We're happy because we help people. What is saying? I think. Why, thank you very much. I appreciate that, my friend. I think it's a good thing to do. I think helping the next generation be good people and work well out there. Wow, his Nightbot is aggressive. Remind me to talk to Can about Nightbot. It's a little aggressive, and when it hits so many times in the thread there, I lose what was being said, because Brent said project manager, but if we had more than two people talking between Nightbot there, I would lose what people were saying. So I think Nightbot needs to be toned back a little. It's a little aggressive. A little aggro. Anyway, all right. So somebody hit my website with a that's just obnoxious. So they went into my commissions page and said, hey, do you want like somebody to professionally clean your house? And I'm like, this is a commissions page. Please don't do that. That's so rude. Like, I don't ever get anybody actually asking for commissions. Instead, all I get's ads. So sad. Oh, wait. Okay, so here are my 3 projects that Brent's talking about. I have my comic, which is this one. And we actually, here, I'll show you. That actually exists in the real world. I rearranged everything in my office so that everything's a little confused. But I should keep these two behind me. But anyway, so I've completed so far one physical comic, and then this is what we call an omake, which is an extra document. So we've completed one issue so far, and we're working on issue 2 and 3. And then we've got some other, side stories, and we've got another side story that's working its way out. And I'm going to start tabling at conventions this year. So I need to make sure that I have all 3 of those ready to go for working on the table. And that'll be cool. And so that's a nice thing, but we need to kind of get cracking on that as well. So what Brent's doing is commenting that we have 3 different projects that require a lot of attention and time. And we stream in the morning and we stream at night. So I'll be streaming tonight your time, and also tomorrow morning I'll be streaming again, almost 12 hours from now. So no, exactly 12 hours from now. So if it is, what did you say, it was 7 your time? I've forgotten what it was because I'm terrible about these things. Yeah, it's 7:48. So it's 8 o'clock now, right? So we'll be broadcasting tomorrow morning at 8 your time. If you want to join us there too, you can join us both times. Or you might find this to be very boring, at which time that's totally okay as well. If you are drawing, you can pull out pencil and paper and start drawing too. And then we can hold you accountable. Get work done. We don't have to, but and this is what we call an accountability stream, which means that what we are doing is I'm trying to do work and remember to do all of my work. So I figure if I broadcast it, then people like Brent can help me stay accountable on that, and I can help Brent stay accountable on whatever Brent wants to do, which is mostly print things on his 3D printer, which is what he does and does very well. So, okay, we will move on then to this. So what we've talked about is we've got this and this. And one of the things that I am missing on this one is a list of what we are doing, our mission statement. And that's because it's all written on a physical piece of paper that has gotten itself lost somehow in my office. There was a list of what tasks we needed to complete, and I needed to get to a point where I know where they are, and I've lost them. So I'm going to go over here real quick. I was hoping somebody else would join me on the stream so that they could keep people entertained while I go over here and rummage through things, looking for the missing document that I need, which will tell me where we need to be on this project. And what's really happening nice paper. Oh yeah. Why it's nice paper. Yeah, this is like the story of my life. I will go over here to the other side of my office to look for something, and I'll find something completely different. But I like it. And now I have myself Stitch ears. So there's that. Because I love Stitch. But now I have Stitch ears. I'm not sure where everything is. I know I've got stuff somewhere. I don't know where these instructions are. I wonder if I took a picture of them. Because that would make sense for me to take a picture of them. Sometimes that works. All right. My child is tardy today. He made it late, so that's a thing. Now I'm going to look in my photos and see if I can find videos. There's somewhere where it says the word videos. No. There's a video of a car crash. Always interesting. But not, in fact, what we're looking for here. Documents? Maybe documents. Sometimes it's under documents. It's been a little bit of time since we worked on this last. Hi, George. And so I figure I'll have to go back ways to find it. Yes. I'm up here. You keep doing that, but that's not where I am. George is my cat. So he's here, being George. He's over here right now, hopefully not harassing my coffee. Leave my coffee alone. I can't seem to find the list of these, which is what I was hoping to find. And that might be something we just have to do offline. Well, that'd be okay. We'll figure it out. You don't know what to do about the ears, do you? You have no idea what to do about the ears. You are baffled by this ear thing, aren't you? Goofy cat. George is over here being very confused by my ears. He's like, you're not supposed to have ears like that. I find that interesting because I didn't realize that cats could perceive stuff like this. You know what I mean? Like, he's perceiving my ears. Okay, he's a confused animal. All right. So, you know what we're going to do is the first thing we're going to do is this. I'm going to go into here and see if I don't have a list on here, which would make some sense, right? Excuse me. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, George. Bow to the plow, folks. Bow to the plow, folks. Don't get in the way of snow plows. I'm just saying, bow to the plow. Bow to the plow. I collect things all the time for our class. And one of the things that I routinely collect is what Colorado Department of Transportation puts out. And one of the things they like to say is, remember, don't get in the way of snow plows. Snow plows are big and ugly and they're not good. It's not good to get in the way. Oh, look at this. This is Highway 36. I just love Highway 36 because every so often people are like, oh, that's right. We live in a mountain state. Yes, we do. Highway 36, guys. Tell your friends. Also, be nice to State Patrol. Okay. This is not, in fact, what I'm looking for. I'm just saying. I've gotten completely sidetracked by all these pictures while looking for all of our information on things. frustrating because I know I have the information somewhere. Part of the reason we're having a problem with this is because I'm not able to Okay, this is an issue. Our insurance went down. Switching to a different car changed our insurance. That's interesting. Not a problem. It went down. That's always a plus. Did I do something? Okay, if you guys are wondering what this pause is, I need to do a listing of all of the videos that need to be done here. And I have this written down on a piece of paper, which used to be easily found right over here on the other side of my office, but now is no longer in this location. And I'm perplexed as to why it's not here, confused why it's not here anymore, and I don't know what happened to it. But it's not here. And so I'm trying to figure that out and not knock stuff over, which apparently is what's going on. And find this document, because this is the key document to operating this. And then once we find this document, we're transferring it over so that we can't lose it again. Right? And that's the idea. But I can't find the document. I'm trying to figure out how I managed to lose it. Did find paintings. Paintings are good. Love paintings. That's the thing. But not helpful in this sense at all. All of my pins are falling on the floor. Don't want that to happen. Pins are good. Interestingly, I have been reading a book about how people are not as bad as we think they are, but rather our culture has a habit of propaganda that makes it so that you think people are bad, but they're not. And I find it interesting that this would be the time that I found a video called, or found a document about art in evil times. I'm like, it's not really evil. I mean, it's rough. We're having rough times, but I don't think I would call it evil. Where did that thing go? I can't find it. This is frustrating because I need that document to figure out where I need to be. Which is why I'm not on the clock right now, because I can't find that document. Until I know what videos we need to do, I can't continue doing videos. So once we find this document, and we will find this document, we need to remember to convert it over to a digital version so that I can track what I'm doing. Not you, not you, not you. Some good stuff over here, but you know, got some watercolor stuff. Always a plus. Not helping, but always a plus. Some Imagine FX Imagine FX magazines. Not a lot of people talking at this point. You guys still out there? Did I bore you guys already? Trying to look for documents. Ah. I feel like I might have written it in a spiral notebook, which would make things a little easier to find, because I just find spiral notebooks. Aha! Success! I found my list. Cool. Now we have a job to do. We're going to make a digital version of this. The first thing we're going to do is take a picture of this. And that way, I don't have to worry about losing it again. Okay. Second thing we're going to do is start an Excel spreadsheet. It's not about stars. I promise it's not about stars. All right, not the most glamorous art stuff, but anytime you have a project that's big, a big project of any sort, some kind of, that's funny, I'm doing admin work too, weird. Anytime you have a large project like this one, we want to do the best that we can to kind of fill this stuff out and keep track of things. And spreadsheet is always useful for this. At this point, we only have 16, 17 or whatever, but I'll put all the way to 25 to let it go ahead and do its thing. And this is point no return. These are all commissioned at the same time. 4-way stops. Thirteen's off. Tracking. Oof. 14's blinking yellow. That's protected intersections. All right. All of these guys were commissioned early, so I like to make the headers a different color so that I know what they are, because otherwise I never see them. Okay, so you're so useful. 17 clicks later, get it to the right spot in my hard drive. All right. So exciting what I'm doing right now. is working on spreadsheets. Super exciting stuff. Sorry, guys. All right. All of these were commissioned on the same date. And I really should have done this a while back. How far back do I have to go? Like, how far back do I have to go before we... Because these were all kind of commissioned in... I was kind of doing. Okay, so I'll call this. These are all the same, so. That's what we want. Now we'll look at my 3D models directory. And look at the last time that these were used and accessed. So, point of no return, first draft was completed out on 11/9. And somebody, I'm sorry, in America, if you're not familiar with this, we do our dates backwards. Instead of doing day, month, year, which totally makes sense, we do month, day, year, which doesn't make sense. But we do a lot of things that don't make sense. I think everybody does a lot of things that doesn't make sense. And that's not unique to the United States. Right? I mean, I'm sure that's something that actually happens to everybody. We all have our I have no earthly idea why we do that. I don't know why. Every country does. But if you're wondering, that's not the 11th of September, that's the 9th of November that I'm putting in here. And wait, point of no return. 4-way stops. Hierarchy of stops, that's 2. Hierarchy of stops is 12-1. 2022. These are all 2022. I put 2023 in there. I'm confused because I did this work over the middle of this. Blind intersections. And then... No, that's gaps in traffic. We haven't done that one yet. That one hasn't been started yet. Smog has not been started. Blind spots, no. Hierarchy of stops. Complete and rolling stops. These all say DSO2. Why do these all say DSO2? This is why we need to fix this thing, because I know I did all of... This is 8. Parking spaces, off tracking, unprotected 3 sections, taking control of the intersection. So this doesn't look as good as it should. 3 second, 3 second following distances later. I feel like unprotected and taking control could be the same thing. Right? So... four-way stops, and then there's gaps in traffic. Let's look left-fingered. Those 2 are done. And then we have smog, blind spots, and stop locations, and complete and rolling stops. Also saying that's done. Welcome back to the stage of history. Rolling turnabouts, U-turns. Why did U-turns get done? Why does it say U-turns are done? U-turns are not done. Like I said, I'm like, some of these don't make sense. Like this listing doesn't have it correctly. Parking spaces, off tracking. Blinking, yellow, taking unprotected intersections. And I'm going to put taking control. And then take that off of DS16 because it doesn't need to be on there anymore. Because legitimately DS16 should not be that. It should be under blinking yellow, unprotected intersections and taking control of the intersection. It's all one monster. All right. Now we've finished this. So this now lives here. So if I lose this again, which is entirely plausible, I won't have to go through 20 minutes of trying to find it, which will be extremely useful. This guy's on autosave, so it's already saving, so we're good. So we've got 15 of these guys that we need to get done. Looking up here where we are, I should have done this in the beginning and then didn't. And I really wish I had, because it's such a, I don't know, a minor, it would be easy to get these things done if I just did them. So the completes are hierarchy of stops, except I don't think those are complete. Maybe? Right? And they said that they wanted to make right? There we go. Well, that video does seem to be very complete. It just doesn't seem to have all of the little pieces that I like. Like, it doesn't, the background is not showing the cyclorama, which is something I mean, the question really is, do I want to put the cyclorama into that animation real quick and then re-render? Probably not a problem. Probably won't take that long. And it would unify all the animations. But also looking at that, part of the reason we're doing this, okay, so part of the reason why we're doing this is that, as cool as that is, watching from the street corner. No George in it. Yeah, we need George. We need George! This is all as of 11/16, so point of no return, which is also a night shot and shouldn't be. This is the reason why I did it, was because, first of all, see all these white sparkles? That's because there's no background. So the background doesn't actually show. I mean, this is a good animation and it shows just fine, but there's no background to it, and it makes those sparkles, which is very distracting and very unprofessional. So I'm going to put it in with the background in there as well, so that we can see it. And this has no background either. And goes a little fast. Adjusting animations isn't that hard. Once they're already built, they're not that hard. are all important rules, guys. And this was where they were like, well, you have to turn signals on. I'm like, oh, God, now I need turn signals. It felt that it was very distracting. Okay, so we've done all of those. Let's just finish this up and then clean this up, and then we'll be fine. So let's look in our directory. This is me thinking. Because now I'm like, well, okay, so we've done it this way. How many parts do we need? Where did I put the dumps? Did I just put them in the main directory? That seems stupid. Why would I do that to myself? That's literally what I did. Guys, why did I do this myself? Why? I was in such a hurry to do all of this stuff that I didn't do any of it in a useful way. None of it's organized correctly. I don't know why I did that to myself. All right. Yeah, see, that's not bad. Except that all the lights are green. That's an accident waiting to happen. But you know, hey, that's always a thing. But it doesn't look bad, and that should set us up pretty decently. Now the question really is, we have more of a cartoony feel here, but everything's a little too tight. If I make it actually accurate to the way the world is, it'll make things less tight, but will also set us up with a different, I don't know, rig. I don't know. This is where we got to work on our roads. Like, okay, but here's our 2-lane. I'd done this before, and then I was like, well, I didn't quite do it right, so. go. There we go. Just trying to kind of get it, sort of set up. And then I can go through and just kind of clean it up a little. Please be sure to press this many times. All right. Oh, I gotta stand up. This bench is not. I mean, the stool is not very comfortable, which is intentional. That way, I don't stay in my seat for too long. If I stay in the seat too long, and it's just not good for you. It's not good for you to sit all day long. So we've built in some designs here, so I'm able to get up and move around. No, he did the other day though, didn't he? He just like laid there and he was like, well, this is where I'm going to be. And I'm like, thanks. He is who he is. Yeah, that was a mistake. I'll do what I did yesterday because it actually worked really well. There, it didn't really matter there, and that looks just fine. And then I'll be able to attach it to any 2-lane intersection. There we go. The problem is now if we do the point of no return as 3 hash lines back, those are 3 meters plus 9 meters for the gap between. That makes it 12 meters each. 12 times 3, 6, 36 meters. Right, so I wonder how accurate that is. .100 feet. Because the rule says that your point of no return should be about 100 feet under 39 miles an hour and 200 feet over 188 feet. 118. Cool. So 100 feet is roughly correct. I mean, yes and no. I mean, 100 feet. And that's what they want us to do is if we're going under 30 miles or under 40 miles an hour, they want us to be 100 feet from the intersection when we hit the brakes to slow down for a red light or to stop for a red light. In other words, if you are past the 100-foot line and you are going less than 40 miles an hour, you pass that line and the light turns yellow, continue through the intersection. If you have not passed that line, hello, Patsy. If you have not passed that line, yeah, but it's really going to be 100 feet. That's the line. So I was just making sure that 3 hash lines out is correct for the point of no return. Because that's something that I'm slightly disagreeing with the lead driver on, because he's putting it there and I'm saying it's 3-second rule, and your 3-second rule that would scale, so it would be bigger if you were going faster. So that's what I'm kind of working on now, and I'm like, So, but it's going to be 200 feet. What do the numbers on the badges? Which badges? We talking about badges? Which badges? Numbers on our badges. You mean on the screen here? Oh, do you guys have years followed on there? Yeah, so Patsy, the thing as a driving instructor, it's like any teacher. I've got to figure out how to explain the complicated. Oh, I see. That's kind of cool. Explain the complicated, stupid rules in a way that makes sense, and that's part of what we're kind of doing with these animations. And one of them says the point of no return is 3 of these yellow lines back from an intersection, right? So if you count this one and then go back 2, 3, your point of no return is like, and your point of no return is right here, right? If we presume that there's an intersection up there. And I'm trying to make sure that I can do that here on this, and well, all of you guys should be top followers. I don't know how to make those approve or not approve, so it's a thing. I don't get it. I don't know. I'll work on it. Shrug. Anyway, so that's what I'm trying to figure out here, is whether these will fit. But I also disagree with because I think our Colorado handbook Okay, so I have about 5 more minutes before I've got to go on a walk with Alex. So I'm just making sure that I follow my thought processes. So today's entire work thing included me making sure my animation list was correct, and modifying it correctly, and then going back and rechecking these, because I think the animation zone here is a little bit, and though these look nice, this is a little crowded and hard to read. So I'm gonna probably go back and fix it in some way, and make them the correct size. Yes, you followed me long before Facebook existed. That is very true, Patsy. So true. I don't mind them being somewhat cartoony, but I feel like that if we're talking about distances that need to be figured out, then we should probably figure that out this way. So anyway, this looks fine. We've got kind of our thing going. Everything looks well. So there we go. So Patsy, I'm about to roll out because I've got to go for a walk, as I do every day with my buddy Alex. So we're going to roll out here in a minute. But wanted to real quickly thank everybody who's been here today, because we had someone 11, and we had who came in from Russia, which was cool. And then we had Brent, and we had Patsy, and oh, you've done your walk for the day. Done walk for the day. Somebody 11 is the name of that one, which was cool. And then we had Nightbot being like completely aggressive. Super aggro Nightbot, which needs to be fixed. So I'm gonna ask Ken to go in and dink with Nightbot, because it's like super aggro all of a sudden. Doesn't need to be that aggressive. So I'll see you guys tonight, and until then, as always, keep your eyes on the stars. Goodbye.